All right, everybody, I'm going to talk about crack again. Because once you get on crack, you can't go back 80 to 90% of the time. Check out the track record. Maybe we'll push it down to 75, but probably in the 80, 90 mark, more close to the 90 mark, really. That you never really get over crack. You might get off it, but it does damage, not only to yourself and your body, but to the people around you. See, I believe crack's like the worst drug out there. It shouldn't even be invented. It's no good for anything. There's other drugs that can replace crack that are more healing and are better. Just what crack can do too. Crack has a bad side effect in it, where it gives you a feeling and certain brain development where you really can't go back on crack unless your life completely gets fixed. But when you're on it and you get to a little point of crack, like a tipping point, once they're on it a little bit and they're thieves and they need their addiction, right? That's what makes them a thief, is that eventually they go broke if they've got money, or eventually they fuck up because of the crack. It's very rare that people can take crack at very small amounts. It does happen, but that's less than the 20 to 10% in the other bracket that can be on crack and be functionable for them. So when it's like that, it's best not to have it around at all, non-existent. And so the best way to heal people from crack is to try to prevent people wanting crack in the first place or even getting crack, right? Because crack is a life killer, right? Pretty much 80% of the time. Don't you believe, Emma?
Yes.
Right? And it also not only kills their life, but kills a lot of other people's lives. It's very bad. In fact, if I had a police system, I'd make sure I'd spend all my investigation time in that area mainly. And if anything else pops up during it, accidental, so be it. But other than that, I start from the top and head down. As if you start from the down and head up, you actually cause, which I've talked about in videos before, attacking small people and attacking tobacco creates more crackheads. And it's the truth, isn't it, Emma?
Yes.
We've seen it with friends and what people go through. Definitely when it comes to court cases, family court makes people broke, makes people fight, makes people end up getting on crack because they don't know what to do. They don't like it that they had a life and now they just went to court about their kids and now they've got no money and they're broke and so now they're on crack too and now it's over. That actually happens. Have you ever heard of those stories, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad. Why this country here, Australia, you hear mainly, and they give these people crack rooms. So they're promoting it a little bit like the noise complaint, everybody. It's pretty shocking. Another reason why I wouldn't want to trust Australia too much. Why they attack what they promoted and what they started, which was tobacco. They they had tobacco farms, they were happy when they liked it. But when this government just doesn't like, it's not the debate what's right, it's just what they like. Sad, isn't it, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah. Soon they'll be busting people over vapes because they fucked up there and they like to pass the buck. You know what I mean? And they're weak. They keep attacking the easy, hoping that we will dob in the hard. As you hear today, can we get some video clips and stuff from the public? Why would the public want to give you video clips when most of the time it's a waste of our time and we get attacked for doing things, right? Here in Australia. A lot of problems here in Australia when it comes to these areas. So how can we fix people being on such drugs? Well, you offer better drugs, which is what I was talking about, until that problem is eradicated. Then you move on to the next problem, and you eradicate that one, and then you move on to the next one, don't you, Emma?
Yeah.
Because if you mixed in all of them, which is what I talked about with things I'm doing now, it looks slow, but all of a sudden it'll finally happen. If you can mix in all of them, you can get it done. But a lot of times people can't. 80% to 90%, right? It's a rare 20 to 10 that will, right? Because when you go from here to there, it's hard to concentrate. They say when you're studying, you don't want to have someone coming in talking and sidetracking you, right? It makes it harder, isn't that right, Emma?
Yeah.
And so it's best that you do one thing at a time. Definitely if you're limited of resources and stuff like that. That's the advice I'd give to people. Definitely if you can get a credit card, right, and allow you to do those steps. When one step's done, you won't have to worry about it again. instead of coming back to it. And perhaps it can even help you move on to the next step financially or to work out things. Right? But here, we don't get that opportunity. Here, we get that we can go to court, but then you can't even speak your word at court when they say to defend yourself. Isn't that right, Emma?
Yeah.
Which is what I've had. In fact, they'll tell you just their opinion and not even be able to righteous debate. When you have these issues, you end up getting a land of corruption, wouldn't you, Emma?
Yeah.
As people become like them or can't trust them, you see? And either way, it's a bad outcome that people don't trust you or they become like you because it just makes things worse. Isn't that right, Emma?
Yeah.
So how are we going to fix these things, people? We can't speak up individually, as these type of people don't like insults. If they're fake, you shouldn't have to worry about it. And if they're true, they can't debate it in your face, so they make a law so you go away. Do you believe that's a righteous person for you or a person for themselves, Emma? Yeah. These people are in the wrong area, but they get there because it's not what they know, it's who they know. It's what they know behind the scenes on what they should know in their job. It means they have blackmail and stuff like that. And isn't that sad, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, good luck with the problems that are going out there. They create most of these problems. It's sad too that the things that they said it was all right have ads for, we can look it up now. But then when they change their mind for no real debate reason and righteous ways to do it, and to do it for the people to heal, and so they can heal when they need to heal, not when the government says just stop, and if you don't, you're going to go downhill and to get depressed and pay more and all this kind of thing. That is not healing people, is it, Emma? No. But allowing people to do things that don't harm others, and as long as they're not selling it and doing certain things and promoting it, then there should be no harm. It's the lowest of all crimes, like a speeding fine, technically, isn't it, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they treat it like the worst thing ever. They actually said that they wanted to punish me because of a maybe variable, because they can test that I've had alcohol. It's the same type of test, let's say. I've had a drug, but they can't test recently when I had it or how much is in my system right now and how dangerous am I. They can't do that, but yet they class us that that's what they say it is. Isn't that right, Emma?
Yeah.
I had a judge say to my face, how dare me drive in my vehicle, and try to talk and prove my point that I did when I wasn't even stoned. How dare they? Corruption, isn't it, Emma?
Yep.
Yep. So who would want to fight such a system? In fact, this system hopes that you give up and go die in a corner or cry in a corner, or they'll send someone to tell you that, don't they, Emma? Or allow people to do that. As in my story, that's what's happening, isn't it? Yeah. So, do I believe there's corruption in Australia and they do everything wrong and attack things that they create first and try to get everyone else to solve their problems? I do. See you later.